streets are rife with a discouraging sound, and that is Chase Edmonds dusting touchdowns all over the Giants.
Oh, that was your voice, bro.
Yeah, well, there's multiple things here. As David Johnson withers away, our first comment is from Fennis from Facebook, and
Fennis?
that's what I see, Fennis.
Oh, Fennis. Fennis to me, of course. Welcome, Fennis.
Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'm a very pissed David Johnson owner myself. Have him in season-long leagues. I have him in daily fantasy. He was only $23 against the damn Giants, and well, now I'm miserable.
It's like you always say, Matt.
Hope is poison.
No, you ain't never not had.
No one ever used to have a bad back.
Bat.
I think Liz, let's work this out on air here.
Can't do it.
I think you need to drop the ain't nobody part of it because the double negative
is messing me up.
You know, as a true Southerner, I can deal with the double negatives. That's not the first time I've heard some people screw things up grammatically with the ain't nobody thing.
I don't.
So
you're. Okay.
I can navigate it. You can't. That's it.
Oh, whoa. Okay, now I'm gonna get it. One more time.
Ain't nobody used to have a bad back.
Ain't nobody used to have a bad back. Ain't nobody used to have a bad back. Ain't nobody used to have a bad back. Or a wonky ankle.
So, someone, Lionbeard40 says, I used to have a bad back, crying, laughing emojis. Well, you know.
Then you probably still have a bad back. That's a joke.
It's just a joke. But David Johnson's got a bad back. He's got a bad ankle. That's what he came in with this week.
The joke's on us.
So the joke's on us if you played him. That was one hell of a transition. Yeah, why announce that DJ is active when they're just going to rest him? Or because they don't care about you, they don't care about me. They might care about Liz. It's hard to say.
Hashtag decoy.
But it's a decoy situation. Plus, like, I think what would happen is, like, if Chase Edmonds goes out there and rots away on the field, then they'd use David Johnson as, like, the emergency player. But, look, Chase Edmonds has 4 touchdowns in 3 games. I mean, he's legit at this point. So, like, he's a big part of the offense. And I mentioned this to you, Liz, on the Yahoo Fantasy Football podcast. Subscribe wherever you get your audio content. The Cardinals have the #1 rushing success rate offense in Football Outsiders DVOA. That's because of guys like Chase Edmonds, who's brought a more, I'm not saying he's better than David Johnson, but he's brought an explosive element that Johnson hasn't really shown us since that 2016 season. So I think right now you're seeing why they want to get him involved, because he does add yet another dimension, especially when they're down pass catchers like Christian Kirk, and, you know, the rest of those guys are kind of.
I think that is the big key. Once Christian Kirk comes back, I think you're going to see some of this usage switch around again. Also, Chase Edmonds, was he on your Wolf pickups, waiver wire pickups?
Oh,
list?
yeah.
Right?
We were wolfed out on Chase Edmonds
So
like 3 weeks ago.
Is now owned in 46% of leagues, up 12% just over 1 week. Matt's been honking about him for 3 weeks. So, y'all, it's not like it wasn't coming. There's been evidence of this. I know it's tough, but, you know.
Yeah, so I'm pulling up the box score to that game right now. 17-14 at the half, the Cardinals over the Giants. You know it's a fantasy football show when the first game we're talking about is the frickin' Cardinals and the Giants. So that's just tremendous. Chase Edmonds, 14 carries, 91 yards, 6.5 yards per carry. We know the Giants suck on defense, but this is not the first time he's been effective. And we talked about the receiving work. He does have 2 targets, 1 catch for 12 yards. And you're looking at David Johnson there, 1 for 2. Cool.
Can we talk about the Miami Dolphins? Can we just move? Like,
let's move along to another hot NFL topic.
Well, the Dolphins are beating the Buffalo Bills. Remember the Buffalo Bills? They were like AFC postseason contenders. Everybody's been hyping them up. Josh Allen was everybody's favorite streamer, everybody's DFS play heading into this week. Heck, I told someone to start Josh Allen over Jared Goff, so I am guilty of the Buffalo bandwagoning.
Buffalo bandwagoning, I like that.
I mean, turn a phrase. I'm pretty good at it. Miami Dolphins, though. I can't double negative it up. I'm sorry. But you were borderline trolling me over the pod when I wanted to talk about Preston Williams, when I wanted to talk about Devontae Parker.
Yeah.
And those dudes are actually doing #work.
Well, it's the Ryan Fitzpatrick revenge game. Of course they are.
No. Here's the thing. I tweeted this. Ryan Fitzpatrick can't have a revenge game every week, but he could, though.
He could. He played for like half the league, so that's the way it goes. Liz, you sent out a lovely tweet that was, filled with kindness, and just, that's what works on the internet, of course, is kindness. Hello, dear people of Twitter. Dear people, jeez, dear people of Twitter. That's disgusting. Number one. Number two, we did get a response to your tweet. At Thompson M6 replied, "Why did I start John Brown and Devin Singletary?"
Bro, I did too.
Yeah.
Like, you started John Brown. There's still a half left. You started John Brown because the Miami Dolphins their defense is trash.
Yeah.
That's
been
why.
Some near misses with John Brown in this game, and near misses are going to, of course, be a thing when you play with Josh Allen at quarterback. So that is
I mean, how's that
problematic.
Cole Beasley pick working out for
Oh,
you?
yeah, that was one hell of a thing. Hey, I mean, Allen Robinson has 0 points too, so it's fine.
Fair enough. I think John Brown, you only need one big play with John Brown too. So like a, 53-yard touchdown is not out of the realm of possibility with 2 quarters of action left.
Yeah, I agree. Jorge.
Also, one last point. The Miami Dolphins have consistently proven, and this is something that no one's talking about, that they can hang with good teams for the first half, but the second half of games is when they often get blown. So no losing faith just yet, because that's how the Dolphins do.
Hyper tilt situation going on with Marvin Jones. We should address this. You know, we don't want those people to feel bad for. It's not just David Johnson people that are tilting out there. How about Marvin Jones? One of our commenters says it dropped his 3rd touchdown. I just watched it happen on my screen here. Brutal. I mean, I guess I don't know what the real logic was in playing like Marvin Jones this week. You know, no questions asked, but here we are.
Great.
Yeah, so you've been hurt. Congrats. Okay, other thing I want to bring up. So
he scored 2 touchdowns already.
He dropped his 3rd.
Right, but I mean, you guys, are we getting greedy about Marvin Jones? I thought the argument was like, why hasn't Kenny Golladay done anything? No, we're not complaining about Kenny Golladay. We're complaining about Marvin Jones' 2 touchdowns as opposed to 3 touchdowns. Get out of here.
Sometimes when good things happen to people, they get on a roll, they get on momentum, and
they get greedy.
They get greedy, exactly. Yeah. So let's not be greedy.
If we are talking about T.J. Hawkinson for a second.
Sure.
Okay.
I wasn't going to, but we can.
Well, there's a good point to make by me. T.J. Hawkinson, I know everybody is very frustrated with T.J. Hawkinson because he's not producing, but if you watch closely, he is getting so many red zone opportunities. He almost scored last week. I know almost doesn't count, but still, he almost scored this week. He's got the Giants in week 8. That is a gettable matchup. Eventually, we talk about this with Mike Williams, eventually, if you keep getting targeted in the red area of the field, one of those is going to convert. So eventually, week 8, it should happen for Hawk. Don't lose the faith. I guarantee he'll be low priced in DFS next week.
To quote the great Andy Dwyer, almost only counts in horse grenades.
Is that a poop?
Huh?
A horse grenade is a poop? A horse poop?
No, it's just Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec. You know, he's kind of an idiot.
Horse grenades like horse racing.
Well, it's like horseshoes and hand grenades, but yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, sorry, that joke didn't land. Apparently, Liz is not a Parks and Rec fan, but a big T.J. Hawkinson fan, so that's good too. Let's answer this question from SoCal Ricky Bobby on Twitter. Help me, Mark Andrews or Hunter Henry at tight end, and you've got the tortoise, the raising hand emoji. You use the emoji. If you use the emojis in the chat room, I'm definitely going to answer your question, and Liz will also help as well. You are a tight end expert, Liz, and this person is just sporting an embarrassment of riches.
You're hoarding. He's hoarding all of the assets like that in his league. I would say Mark Andrews because he has been a consistent target for Lamar Jackson and a consistent producer. Hunter Henry, yes, has red zone appeal, but as I just said, so does Mike Williams. He's getting funneled double-digit targets over numerous weeks. Hunter Henry is a great play, but Mark Andrews is a safer play. And when you're going with tight end, I think you want to always go with the safer option, especially given the landscape.
And I think there's a good ceiling, too, with Mark Andrews. In this game, we talked about it on FFL. It could be a little lower scoring because of all the rushing. However, Andrews is a vertical threat at tight end, and this is a team in Seattle that can give up big plays in the passing game.
Just don't.
Without Marquise Brown, this
even more volume. Yeah, you just don't want to hurdle and fumble, Mark, if we can just not do that this year, this week.
Shout out to Kyle Brandt. I don't know if you saw this, but he had a good little skit. I think it was on Good Morning Football, but he put it on Twitter too. Like about, you need to not get high, and it was basically like these tight ends hurtling and just fumbling, making fools of themselves. It was very good. Go check it out on his Twitter if you want to, or if not, whatever.
Great sell.
Couple other people I want to highlight that responded to some of our tweets that we sent out. I will call out myself. Shock. I sent out this puking walrus gif because I'm very tilted. I'm tilted. I'm tilted about that Derek Carr touchback thing. How many times is that stupid rule going to screw us in fantasy football, especially when you're like me and you have Darren Waller and Josh Jacobs on so many DFS teams? I mean, give me a break. I'm tilted about that. This is my own therapeutic moment where I'm going to talk about what's upsetting me.
Okay, well, on the plus side, Josh Jacobs does already have 68 rushing yards. Like, when you talk about the Packers not being able to defend the run, 10 carries, 68 yards, that is easy math. That is a YPC of 6.8. Yeah, he broke off a long one, but still, any matchup where you see the Green Bay Packers, you definitely want to exploit the running back opposing them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've been the funnel defense.
Run funnel defense.
Yeah, 31st success rate in the first, how many weeks has it been? 6 weeks of the season?
This is week 7.
Well, so not including today, they've ranked 31st in rushing success rate allowed. 4.9 yards per carry, talked about on FFL this morning. And Jacobs, he left for a little bit with an injury, but not an issue. He looked really good in this game. I want to see him get more involved in the passing game, too.
But now that they are losing by 11 points, the Raiders, you would like to see that happen because Darren Waller can't do all of it.
You would like to see that. I would hope so, but we'll see. It's not been a good week for my daily fantasy teams in particular this week, mostly because I'm like all these people that are tilting about David Johnson. How's Saquon Barkley look to you? Because I had a Twitter user called @fartmagnets. Respond to my tweet that said Saquon Barkley doesn't look so good in his first game back.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I have not watched all the Barkley film. Have you been watching this game particularly closely? I have not.
No.
He's averaging 3.6 yards per carry. So the box score would tell me that perhaps he is struggling. But again, haven't taken the eye test yet.
That's okay. We also had another tilting thing as a cursed lefty. It's tough when you're left-handed. You can't often feel cursed.
My mom's a lefty. For what it's worth.
My best friend is a lefty. Shout out. His wife is pregnant too, so shout out to him. They're going to have a kid. Andrew, congrats to you. You're definitely not watching. Thanks for the support. Nuke Hopkins.
He ain't going to watch anymore once that baby shows up either, let me tell you.
Yeah. Will he ever score a touchdown again this season?
Didn't he almost have one?
He almost did, but
Yeah.
the refs blew the whistle too early. Happens to everybody.
Sean Watson was in the grass.
In the grasp of the sack, which apparently, if the defender's got you really well gripped, the refs can blow the whistle early and take the whole play down.
Even if you're not actually lying in the grass.
No, so yeah, Nuke Hopkins, it's mega tilting. I don't know what to tell you, but at least this game has been a good back and forth competitive affair. You like to see that. Let's hit some more questions before we get out of here. MX Browf or something 09 says Lamar Jackson or Carson Wentz fam. I'm going Lamar Jackson in that spot. I like both these games to be pretty good for fantasy, but the floor with Lamar is so good because of the rushing. I think that defensive scheme, the Pete Carroll induced scheme, has kind of fallen apart all across the league, and it is true in Seattle as well.
Yeah. I think that one is close. I would say the rushing. Well, also I was gonna say without Deshaun Jackson being there, it just really downgrades what Carson Wentz is able to do. So
some would say it shaves the ceiling off.
Oh, some might say that. Every time I think of like shaved Parmesan, shaved lettuce bits.
It's a good shaving. I like a good you take a block of cheese and get that part of the grater and you shave it.
Or ladies, if you're looking for tips, get your man one of those shaves at the barber things where they put the hot towel on their face. That's another kind of shaving.
Terrific. All right. Here's another question that we can answer before we get out of here.
Dudes like that, Matt. I don't know why you're.
No, I agree.
All right.
Booyah138 asks Austin Eckler or Amari Cooper at flex. I'm going to go Amari Cooper here because it's against the Eagles secondary. I think you got it. But I kind of like Austin Eckler in this matchup against Tennessee. It was the same logic that screwed me on a bad prediction last week, but I'm going to make it again. You can count on Austin Eckler getting some of those short passes with a bad offensive line protecting Phillip Rivers. He needs to get the ball out.
How worried are you about Amari Cooper being a decoy?
Oh, extra worried.
Extra worried, right?
That's why I think Austin
Eckler is interesting. 1 point PPR, I'm going Eckler. Half point or standard, I'm going Cooper.
There we go. Well, that is all we have time for here in our first early game halftime stream. Liz and I are going to go tune right back into great NFL contests like the Cardinals facing the Giants.
Yeah,
the
man,
Dolphins
more
and the
Rhett
Bills.
Ellison touchdowns. I got to check out Saquon Barkley. Maybe his legs are a little heavy. He's running slow from what I hear.
Liz is going to be doing an advanced scouting report on all those sort of things, and I'm just going to be wading through the trash feelings of being someone who has Josh Jacobs and David Johnson stacked on all their stupid daily fantasy teams and watching my little bank account go away, 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 away.
We're away, bye.
That's how I'm signing off the show.
Just twinkling away,
twinkling
away
away.
dust. Come on, Josh Allen.